Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to my apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the brothers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom. This is going to be a quick lesson, about concerning the Edomites, because, the Lord once had you Edomites in the clefts of a rock, in the caves, cave dwelling in the caves. And the Lord is exposing you. He's exposing your history. He's exposing who exactly you are. Okay. You Caucasians. It says Caucasus Mountains, so-called white race, because you were cave dwellers. You lived in the caves and acted like an animal. A bunch of animals. That's how you acted. And the scriptures clearly says it. This is Job chapter 30. Verse 3, it says, "For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time, desolate and waste." Because if you look at if you look up something, it's called Petra, you will clearly see where the Esau is from. Let's see. You will see exactly where they lived at. See, it's basically like a house in a brick or in a stone or whatever you want to call it, because this is where they lived at. They lived in the caves. There was cave dwellers. This is where Esau lived. This is his home right here, the caves. And y'all don't become so proud and act like you just the first civilized people. When y'all were originally in the caves. It says, verse 4, "Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief." Because Esau is a thief. He doesn't get anything by a just gain. He steals it. And nobody likes this devil. These heathen nations, they hate Esau. They don't like him. They hate him. They kill him. Because they see him for who he is. A fucking devil. That's what he is. A thief. To dwell in the clefts of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. That's where these devils lived at. They are base men. It says, verse 7, "Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together." Now, if you ever looked at, what an animal does, I believe when they're hungry, they bray. They make a certain sound when they're hungry. Okay, bray sound. I'm not gonna click on any video, but I'm gonna just show you. It's nothing but animals that does it. It says donkey sound effects, donkey bray sound. Oh, there's another one. Let me see. Let's see, bray sound animal. Because that's what animals do. And it said among the things they bray, that's what animals do, man. Animals bray. Let's see, let's go to it. It says, "To bray as an ass." We just We just seen an example. It said, and they gave the same example. It says, as an ass. If you know what ass, if you don't know what an ass is, it's a donkey. It says a scream for hunger. So that's what these Edomites did when they was, living in the caves. They brayed, screamed for hunger. Verse 8, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And that's what we telling you, Esau. We telling you that you're a base man, that you're viler than the earth, but you don't want to accept who you are. You want to be everything. You want to be Israel. You want to be, so-called Africans. You want to be everything but an Esau, but an Edomite. Because you know the history of your people. You know that you were cave dwellers, man. You know, a bunch of savages and a bunch of thieves and a bunch of monkeys, man, living in caves. That's where you get your theory that every man came from apes. That's where you get that bullshit from, man. Because you was one of the ones that was actually your history, man. You know, crawling around on your bellies and shit. You know, in that confused state that the Lord cursed you with, man. You didn't know how to walk upright. I believe y'all crawled, man. Crawled on your bellies like the scripture says, man. And this is it. This is who you are. You're a cave dweller. And I'm gonna get a couple of precepts proving that. The scripture says it many times. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Okay, Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. Salakia, I will bring thee down from thence, said the Lord. So since you came out of your caves, you don't got proud against the Most High, But the Lord exposing your humble beginnings. He's exposing you for who you are. This is Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? The Lord is going to bring you down. Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to bring you down. Because you don't got proud. You're a base man. You're a piece of shit. You're valid in the earth. But you walk around like you just some beacon of light, which the Lord, it's like the world don't know who you are. But we, through the Spirit and inspiration of Yahweh Shemel Shai, are exposing you for who you are. That's a damn caveman, a cave dweller. And you tell people to lie. You teaching lies to the people about who you are and your history. Okay, and they're gonna say this. Jeremiah 16:19. O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. And one of the reasons they're going to say that is because of the things that you was teaching them, that Esau, you was teaching them, You wasn't teaching them right. And they inherit, you taught them a bunch of lies. Like we evolved from monkeys. That's what you did. You was a cave dweller. You was the one that came from the caves and started to so-called act right and to live right. But you push that vibration out there because that's your beginnings. Those were your beginnings, man. Well, actually, it wasn't your beginnings, but you know, you went through that state of being a caveman because at once upon a time you was living all right, and then you fell, you declined, you ran to the caves like the scripture says, and now you don't came back out of the caves, and now you acting so-called normal, but you're still a base man. You're still the basis of men. You're still violent in the earth. You're just pretending to be something and somebody that you're not. You know, you're pretending. You're acting. Okay, it says, verse 9. It says, and now am I their song, yea, I am their byword, and that's what you devils do. We're Esau makes a byword of our people. Call us niggas, spicks, wetbacks, the whole nine, man. We're a song in you devil's mouth, man. Cause you're always speaking shit about us, man. You're always talking shit about us, But you always talking shit about us, about being this and being that. But you're really talking about yourself, man. You know, you're talking about yourself. Verse 10, they abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. That's right. But, it's gonna come a time that everything is gonna be reversed, and you're gonna be put back in your rightful place, which is on the bottom, just in the pit, which is in the pit. But I just wanted to make this a quick lesson, because concerning Esau and his humble beginnings. Let me see something. Edomite caveman. This is you. This is you, Esau. This is your humble beginnings. This is your humble beginnings, Esau. A bunch of fucking cavemen. It says Mount Seir, aka Carcass Mountains. Let's search Mount Seir. I was hoping they would give me a better description on the Well, really, Petra was the best example, actually showing you where these devils lived at. Okay, here it is. It says Edom, Mount Seir, Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Great Britain, United States kingdoms. Mount Seir was a mountainous region stretching between the Dead Sea and the Gulf of Aqaba. As you can see, all of these buildings look the same. Why? Because it was created by they was built by the same people. See, look, Mount Seir, Rome, Great Britain, White House, they was built by the same people. Esau or Edom's first dwelling place was in Mount Seir. The structure there looked familiar. If Esau was an Arab man, don't you think his structures would resemble some structures that are in Arab land? That's just common sense. Esau, Edom, Idumea are all the same people. Same red devil. Because the Lord is exposing you, Esau, and it's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's nothing you can do about it. See, look, here's a map of Mount Seir. There's Basra. Basra is a so-called capital in Mount Seir. The Lord speak about Basra, Seir, Basra. The Lord spoke about Basra. It was a so-called capital. See, here you go. Here's a map. It says Edom, you got Basra, you got Petra, you got Teman. Because these are all so-called cities of Edom. Let's see if Teman has a picture of any caves that Esau was living in. And you devils have become very proud against the Lord. And guess what? The Lord knows exactly where you motherfuckers came from. He knows your history, man. See, Teman Caves. Okay, I believe. See, look at this. I believe if this the right thing. Teman Caves. I believe this is the right pictures. I don't know, but let me see Mount Seir. Well, Petra was the best example. Let me search some Caucasus Mountains. Let's see. Spelled that so wrong. Come on, I autocorrect. Caucasus Mountains. Okay. This region is the so-called Caucasus Mountains where Esau lived at. Is where they get their name Caucasian from. Yeah, the Caucasus Mountains, the mountains of Caucasus, because that's where they lived at. They lived in the mountains. You know, that's their habitation. This is your beginnings, Esau. Because you had a place called Khazaria. And I believe it's in the same region. I believe this is the same region. Oh, Khazaria. The Caucasus Mountains. Yeah, the same region. It's the same region. because as you can see, it says Georgia right here. Because this is the same. This is where Esau was living at. Khazaria, which is nothing but mountains over here in that little region right there. See, look, Carcass. It's mountains right there. See, look, it's nothing but mountains. But just trying to give you a visualization of this area where Esau is his homeland, where he's from, the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia and Russia. Well, that's the name of those places today, Georgia and Russia. So with that, I hope you brothers was edified through the spirit and power, inspiration of Yahweh Shemel Shah. I'm gonna say, here's that theory right here, Homo sapiens. You Edomites, man, you're bullshit. So with that, I'm gonna say Shalom, Kwam Yasha Allah, and Abad Babal. Shalom.